let's explore the little-known history of Black people in Japan. Our journey starts hundreds of years ago, with historical records of early cooperations among Japan and African civilizations. Traders and explorers from Africa traveled to Japan, leaving a huge engraving on the country's culture. Record shows the intriguing Ainu people, who had a critical part in molding Japan's early history. In the northern communities of Hokkaido and northeast Honshu, Japan, the Ainu, a native group of Japan, had a particular culture that originates before the foundation of the Japanese state. With their remarkable language, customs, and spiritual convictions, the Ainu added to the rich embroidered artwork of Japan's initial diversity. As trade routes extended and associations thrived, the Ainu ended up connecting with different societies, including African merchants and explorers. This social convergence made a permanent imprint on the developing personality of Japanese, encouraging a feeling of receptiveness and acknowledgement. Historical records tells how African traders and voyageurs traveled to Japan, drawn by the charm of the East. Their presence in ancient Japanese adds one more layer to the mosaic of impacts that formed the country's initial development. In this unique cultural trade, customs and thoughts flowed between the Ainu, African explorers, and the more extensive Japanese society. It's inside this convergence that we track down the underlying foundations of Japan's one-of-a-kind social mix, mirroring the variety intrinsic in its set of history. The Ainu and African impacts were not confined, but interconnected, making a complex yet agreeable combination that established the groundwork for the comprehensive soul that Japan would embrace over its history. In the 16th century, Samurai Yasuke was an African man who turned into an heroic figure in Japanese history. Yasuke served as a samurai under the warlord Oda Nobunaga, who navigated through cultural standards and turned into an image of array in medieval Japan. Yasuke showed up in Japan in 1579. He would proceed to become the first foreign-born man to accomplish the title of samurai warrior. Yasuke became a samurai in an exclusive class of warriors existing between the 10th and 19th centuries, within a short period of time of arriving in Japan. A man of Yasuke's size and hue was an uncommon sight for the local Japanese, who followed him any place he went. Crowds of observers squashed individuals underneath their feet, attempting to get a brief look at the tall, dark foreigner. The legend of Yasuke lives on in today's times. Japanese kids creator Kurusu Yoshio in the late 1960s wrote a book about the samurai's life called Kurosuke. After World War II, Japan encountered a flood of global influence and migration. Black troops, ambassadors, and performers changed the developing Japanese culture, adding to the rich embroidery of social exchange. In current day, we witness the flourishing local area of Black communities in Japan, making notable change in different industries, such as English teachers, IT, entertainment, owners of ethnic restaurants, etc. Their resilience and inventiveness keep on forming the contemporary social scene in Japan. As we reflect on this historical journey, we can see that Black people's presence in Japan has been a valuable part of Japan's history.